Good day. Today is Tuesday, 21st February. I'm your presenter, Kenny James, and these are the top stories. Nationally, EC currency set for facelift. Internationally, Guyana boy 15 committed for murder of top cop's brother. And in sports, Nivision Mini Olympics will be held at the Mondo track. We have the details of these stories, the weather and Carib update all ahead in the SKN News Now Evening Edition. Eastern Caribbean Central Bank ECCB has noted that the Caribbean dollar banknotes will undergo a major facelift and will see a major overhaul as a result. It was Prime Minister of Dominica, Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, who is currently the sitting council chairman of the Monetary Council of the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union, who disclosed the move. Roosevelt said the overhaul will see a major change in the materials the notes are made with. Council received the report which outlined the case for changing the substrate of the ECCB banknotes from cotton to polymer. Council noted the advantages of the polymer substrate over that of cotton, which included a higher durability and more advanced security features. Furthermore, polymer is the new standard that is widely implemented around the world after careful consideration. Council approved the change in the substrate of the ECCB banknotes from cotton to polymer. Council further endorsed a public education campaign to be rolled out by the ECCB on this new initiative, the chairman said. ECCB's Governor Timothy Antone said the changing of the ECCB banknotes will take some time and will likely be implemented in 2019. The banknotes will take some time, so following the decision today, we have to engage the potential printers for a sort of proposal which we have to evaluate and decide. From the time we actually make a decision about who will print those new notes, it takes about a year to produce the new notes. Remember, you have to design, put in all the security features, and those are intricate processes, and they have to do it well. I am assuring they will look good and you will be proud of them. So it's going to take about a year after we make the final decision, so it will probably be sometime in 2019. Citizens in the 6 ECCU member territories that use the EC currency can accept the overall look and feel of the banknotes to change. Governor Antone assured that a public education drive would be undertaken prior to the issuing of new notes so that persons will know what to expect. Leader of Her Majesty's Opposition and leader of St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, Right Honourable Dr. Denzil Douglas, has rallied his supporters across the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis and have asked them to assemble later today, February 21st, 2010 at midday as they did. During his remarks at the party's town hall meeting last evening, February 20th, Dr. Douglas said that the party and its supporters will march in solidarity with Honourable Conwys Maynard, who has reportedly wrongly been suspended from Parliament.
The 21st day of February 2018, they have said to Congress that he can't go into the Parliament. We are asking you, the people, to join us and come to Massey's house on Church Street tomorrow as we walk to our Parliament. 12 o'clock. We begin to assemble at 11:45, and we shall go with Congress to the Parliament. We're moving off as we try to go to our Parliament and show that we have a right to be there.
It was at the last sitting of Parliament when Honourable Maynard was suspended by Speaker of the House, Honourable Michael Perkins, for what Perkins deemed as gross disorderly misconduct. Since then, both Maynard and the Labour Party have penned both personal and public letters highlighting the Speaker's abuse of power and his negligence of the rules and procedures of the House. Maynard argued that the Speaker did not go about the suspension in the manner in which it should have been done. He noted that the Speaker has no power to unilaterally suspend a member of Parliament, but rather it should have been put to the House for a vote. He also stressed that the Speaker wrongly suspended him, worse for the period of 10 days, as his actions were not against proper parliamentary behavior and he was never suspended prior. Rumors have since surfaced about Speaker Perkins allegedly that he is in cahoots with the government and being puppeted by Prime Minister Timothy Harris. Dr. Douglas stated that it is as a result of the commitment why Speaker Perkins constantly attempts to muzzle the government.
The Speaker is not allowing us a voice. He's not reasoning with us. The Speaker has been instructed by the government not to allow us to speak on behalf of you, the people who sent us to the Parliament of our country.
Honorable Ian Patches Liburd, Minister with responsibilities for infrastructure, post, urban development and transport, said he is not aware of who was awarded the contract to demolish the old Scotch building on Church Street, Bastille. The building, which formerly housed the Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis and lately the Department of Consumer Affairs, is reportedly being demolished at a cost of $2.5 million. During a radio interview earlier this week, Liburd, who appeared to attempt to dodge the question, said he had no information on who received the contract for the job. I do not know who the contractors are at this point in time, but I will get that information for you, he told the host. Having been reminded that he was in fact the Minister of Works and a project of that magnitude cannot slip through his fingers, Honorable Liburd replied, "If I tell you I don't know, I don't know. I understand it is being done under a particular ministry, but I have to get that sorted out." The government, led by Timothy Harris, also reportedly paid EC $100,000 to demolish the building which housed the government's printery on Church Street, and EC $99,000 to take down the pavilion at the old Sandy Point Recreation Ground. Stay tuned, still to come international news, sports, the weather, and Carib update. The preliminary inquiry into the death of Hemant Prasad, brother of Commissioner of Police Silala Prasad, came to an end on Monday with the committal of a 15-year-old boy to the High Court for the capital offense of murder. The teen was committed by Senior Magistrate Fabio Azor, who ruled that sufficient case was made out against the teen for him to stand trial at the High Court before a judge and a jury. The charge alleged that the teen on February 19, 2017 at Starbuck Market Square killed 51-year-old Prasad. Reports indicate that Hemant Prasad was on a drinking spree in the vicinity of the market when he was joined by a female, after which he was reportedly lured into a washroom in the area. The 51-year-old was reportedly attacked by two men and stabbed with a knife by one of the perpetrators, and robbers relieved him of his money and other valuables before making their escape. Prasad was rushed to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The 15-year-old was positively identified by a witness during an identification parade held by the police. Syrian forces backed by Russian warplanes have continued to hit the rebel enclave of easterly Ghouta, with at least 27 killed on Wednesday, bringing the number of civilian deaths to more than 270, including 60 children, over the past 3 days. The civilians who lost their lives on Wednesday morning were in the town of Kafar, according to Syrian Observatory for Human Rights and Syrian Civil Defense, also known as the White Helmets. More than 300 others have suffered from wounds in one of the most fierce attacks in the area since 2013, when a gas attack killed more than 100. The relentless bombing that Amnesty International said mounted to war crimes has damaged and destroyed 6 hospitals and medical points across the city, residents say. We stopped comprehending where the bombing is coming from, either from the sky or the ground, Khaled Abdulfar, an ambulance driver and a member of the Syrian Civil Defense, told Al Jazeera. We arrived at the site that has been hit and immediately another attack follows. We just run to pull out as many people as possible before it is too late. Multiple raids hit different areas at the same exact time. We don't have the ability to rush to all the areas at once. Earlier this week, the United Nations and other international bodies expressed outrage at the number of civilian casualties. The UN called for an immediate stop to the escalation of violence. Still to come, sports, the weather, and the Carib updates. With the first phase of the EC $10 million Mondo track completed, the Premier of NEWS and Minister of Education, Honorable Mark Brantley, along with the Minister of Sports, Honorable Eric Evelyn, are both in agreement that the Inter-Primary School Athletic Meet will be held at the venue on March 28. The Inter-Primary School Championship, dubbed the Mini Olympics, was slated to be held on the Mondo track last year. However, ministers in charge of education, Honorable Vance, made the official announcement days before the meet that he was not satisfied that the track was in a state of readiness for the meet, hence sending the revenue back to the ill-equipped Willett Park. The Mondo track was built by Lefco Construction Company and Surrey Paving and cost an estimated EC $10 million. The Premier, along with other members of the Nevis Island Administration Cabinet, toured the field. The Premier said that they were looking at the state of readiness and making preparations to map out the last bits and pieces that need to go in place, were the bathroom, etc. We really expect this year at least 10,000 people in here for this meet. It's going to be huge for the inaugural event here at this venue. Brantley lauded project manager Timothy Keynes, who has been managing the venue from the beginning until present. Minister of Sports Evelyn said that he became ecstatic when walking into the Mondo track. It is a fantastic facility, he said. This venue is a great for athletics in Nevis and the development of the sporting in Nevis. I am happy and delighted that the Inter-Primary for 2018 will be hosted here. In November 2017, the track received certification from the International Association of Athletics Federation, making it a Class 2 facility. A Class 2 facility means that Nevis can host any international athletic events sanctioned by the IAAF, the governing body for athletics worldwide. The facility can host anything except the Olympic Games or a World Championship. Project manager Keynes said the facility is currently in phase 2, the stadium and parking facility. They are opening with 2 sections of the stadium so it can be comfortable and safe for the Inter-Primary. The grandstand stadium cannot be completed before Inter-Primary this year. There is just not enough time, he said. And now we take a look at today's weather. In today's weather forecast, skies over St. Kitts and Nevis will be mostly cloudy with a high or 70% chance of showers. Tonight will be cloudy with showers. Winds are east to northeasterly at 16 to 23 miles per hour over land and reaching near 25 miles per hour over coastal waters. Some gusts reaching near gale or 35 miles per hour are also possible. Sea level pressure is at 1020.4 millibars or 30.13 parts of an inch. A warning remains in effect for small craft operators against hazardous conditions, and seabathers should exercise caution. The sun will set today at 6:15 p.m. And this brings us to the end of the SKN News Now Evening Edition. Now for a recap of our top stories. Nationally, EC currency set for facelift. Internationally, Guyana boy 15 committed for murder of top cop's brother. And in sports, Nevision Mini Olympics will be held at the Mondo Park. I have been your presenter, Kenny James. Stay tuned. The Carib Update is up next.